I'm alive, man. I'm just getting my old carcass back in the gym, man. So it's
No, I
it's a
hear
thing.
you.
It's a process. Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm 50 now, man. So it's a different game.
Right. No,
I'm
I understand.
trying to give myself some grace. Like,
You had not started to give yourself grace until you got to 50.
well, I
God,
mean, because
I'm
the
fucked, brother.
expectations are your expectations are a certain place. I started martial arts when I was 9, so like I expect my body to do things unrealistically.
Keep kicking, never quitting. Focus sharp like a blade that's hitting. From white belt dreams to the master flow, Paul Coffey's got the mic, now the stories grow. Technique entails discipline and fire. Each guest brings truth to inspire. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Old school, new school, all styles blend. From the mat to the mic where the arts ascend. Philosophy deep, but the vibe stays tight. Martial minds meeting in the podcast light. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. All coffee leads and the journey begins. Paul Coffee leads and the journey begins. Technique entails discipline and fire. Each guest brings truth to inspire. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. Paul Coffey leads and the journey begins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Keep Kicking, the martial arts podcast, where I have martial conversations with my martial arts friends. And today I sit down with a man who has an amazing name, Paul. You want to introduce yourself to the people?
I am Paul McFarland from Ring Dragon Martial Arts. Born in DC and came up in the Silver Spring area of the DMV. Yeah.
Awesome. Paul, what got you started in martial arts?
This is going to be super commonplace, man. But I'm being born in '75. There wasn't a ton on TV for kids, so Bruce Lee started it. And then I'm coming from Maryland. Sugar Ray Leonard was one of the. I mean, how can you deny that part? So the combination of those two people. And while this isn't martial arts, Spider-Man was my third my third influence. And I actually did end up doing gymnastics for like 7 years, trying to be like Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Bruce Lee was
That's
who I wanted to
awesome.
be. Yeah, those
That's
three
awesome.
people, some sort of blend of those three people is who I wanted to be. And so, yeah, I mean, never turn back, really.
Awesome. What martial arts was the first martial art you studied?
Tang Sudo and non-traditional Tang Sudo under Dr. Philip Hill. His brother Ron started our program. And yeah, so I basically done that for that's been sort of the skeletal system of my martial arts experience. And then as you get older, you add some things and you tweak some things, and your body's different. My teacher's like 6'1" or 6'2". I'm 5'9" on a good day, so we're not. Yeah, we some things have to change. I can't. You can't be another person. So you take what works for you, and then you add some other things. So I did add some Muay Thai, and I added some boxing as well.
No, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. What has kept you going in martial arts?
I love fighting, and I don't mean the just true. I mean, and I don't just mean like the violence of it. I really mean more like the chess game of it, the thinking
Mm,
component. You know what I mean? It's real life consequences to mistakes. Um, there,
mm,
there's there's instant accountability. I was talking to this about with a class the other day. You can't blame the quarterback. You can't blame the point guard. You're the whole team. You're everybody. So if you're out of shape, that's the team is out of shape because you are the team. You know what I mean? That's it's on you. So I really
right.
like all of that stuff and just having to put it on my back and again I mentioned Spider-Man, but with great power comes great responsibility. So like you want to be um I never was a voyeur in really anything. I wanted to do, if I liked it, I wanted to participate. And
Hmm.
even now, my sons are competing now and watching them. This is why I'm back in the gym. I'm like, dude, at least for the bucket list, I want to fight at the same tournament as them. Just one, at least one time. Just
Yes,
video and the pictures
yes.
and be like, this happened. You know what I mean? And to remind them that dad's 50, but dad is not the guy you're just gonna, I still do a
Hmm.
couple of things. There's some
Hmm.
fire in the belly still you know so I just and I really like the idea of I think for most martial artists and people pick martial arts different types of martial arts for different reasons so for myself and I think a lot of folks the confidence that it gives you in your own self-belief because you put in work and
Mm,
you know what I mean like you had to
yes.
put in the work to get to a place and it makes you believe you can do things. It makes you believe you can. You know what? I did put my mind to it, and I got here, and I made this adjustment. If you had to lose weight, or you had to bulk up, or you had to develop your flexibility, whatever it was, whatever your goals were,
Hmm.
confidence
Hmm.
breeds confidence, and success breeds success, man. And I want to give that to other people. As I'm getting old, I'm not going to be able to do as much as look, I would fight till my last day if I could. If I was allowed, if my
Hmm.
body just let me, let me bang and do the thing. The soul searching that happens in there. You know what I mean? You have to be honest with yourself
Hmm.
all the time. And I love that, but I want to give that to other people. So it's and selfishly, I have to. I have to perpetuate what we're doing because I want to talk about fighting too. And who the hell am I going to talk to?
Yes.
You need other martial artists just to. Regular people don't want to hear
Hmm.
this crap, man. Regular people don't
Hmm.
want to hear
No, absolutely. Regular people. So be, you're leading seamlessly into one of the questions I asked everybody. But before I do that,
It's
I've
a
been
Paul thing.
trying. Yeah,
It's a
it
Paul thing.
must be.
We're
Must
here.
be. Right. Before I do that, I've been trying to pretty early in the conversations ask this question just because the hope is maybe one person who's thinking about martial arts but hasn't started yet,
Hmm.
this video pops up in their feed, and
Yeah.
because they're curious they watch even 10 minutes. And so, Paul, what advice would you give to anybody that hasn't done martial arts but is thinking about it? They're on the fence, they're contemplating. What advice you give them?
I think I don't know if we were even rolling yet, but grace. You gotta
Mm,
give yourself. If we did this in all walks of life, give yourself permission to be a white belt and
yes.
get to a place. That, like I think
Yes.
a lot of times men specifically, I mean probably everybody, but men we really paint ourselves in the corners and we expect ourselves to be awesome at everything that we do. And
Yes.
you don't have to I mean you're going to learn that very first day you're just learning your true stance, man. It's day one. Relax, give yourself permission to not know a thing and then develop and
Hmm.
learn a thing. That's all. You don't I think a lot of people, especially if
Hmm.
they start later in life, they're worried about looking dumb or looking goofy
Hmm.
or uncoordinated. Man, that stuff comes. And there's
Hmm.
nothing more humbling than martial arts, anyways. You're going to have a humble pie moment no matter what. I don't care who you are. You're going to get that.
Hmm.
Get some wind knocked out of you, man, in front of a bunch of people.
Hmm.
There's some humble pie. You're going to get it. So just, I would say,
Hmm.
give yourself permission to improve without the pressure you put on your own self, without those expectations.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
start walking the path, and you're going to get there. It's just give yourself the grace. That's what I would say.
That is a perfect answer. I appreciate that answer.
Yeah.
So let's get back to violence. Let's get back to the martial arts. So first of all, recently I had a conversation with a gentleman, and he gave me a term that I have now adopted.
Mm.
That martial arts is ceremonial violence. So that which we do in the dojo and that which we do in the, on the mat or whatever, in the dojang, however you
Yeah,
want to say it, it is ceremonial violence because we are practicing that art of violence.
I
And
can take
so
it.
the
Yeah.
question, the question starts with an omission. The omission is, as a lifelong practitioner of martial arts, I recognize that I'm equal parts sadistic and masochistic and that I am in the minority. But so the average student that comes to the doors, they are not that.
Right.
So then the question is, how do you teach a nonviolent person to speak the language of violence when it is necessary?
So and I find that because I teach kids and adults.
Mm-hmm,
There
mm-hmm,
are a lot of kids who I think the nature and nurture is a thing, right? So I do think that both of them play a role. I For whatever reason I end up dealing with a lot of kids whose dad may not be in the picture for whatever reason.
mm.
There's like kind of one of my that actually two of my stepsons fathers passed away when they were very young. So
Sorry to hear that.
obviously that's nothing they can control, but
Mm.
whether there's an estrangement or whatever the circumstances are, and this is not at all because I actually do consider myself. I'm a super hippie-minded, progressive person. I consider myself a feminist, so this is not a slam at all on women being able to raise men. But there are some things.
Absolutely.
My joke has been that testosterone is a hell of a drug. Like testosterone is. Like,
Mm.
I have boys at home, and I tell them, I'm like, yo, look at 90% of the stupidity you see online is us. You see somebody jumping off at a party, jumping off a roof. We're gonna do something stupid for sure, for sure.
Ooh.
You're like we're just
Yeah.
morons till the testosterone starts to taper off. We're just absolutely bananas. And I was a crazy person too, so I speak from. I'm not. I'm sympathetic to this plight. But there's a way to address these things. Okay, so I like to compartmentalize and separate, make a distinction between emotional pain and physical pain. So, like if you stub you stub your toe, the first thing you're thinking is the synapses and all that information is coming up. Like, hey man, don't do that. You're going to break the toe. But then we almost always take on this sort of woe is me, why is God forsaken me kind of thing. That's the emotional part. When we start looking at that, you got to separate those two things because during the course of a real situation, I don't care if it's a full contact or it's a self-defense situation, somewhere where they're allowed to just whoop you. Any of those signs, you're just going to encourage. There's blood in the water. You're just going to encourage whatever you didn't like. You're going to get more of that serving. Right. So you really have to. This is just learning to master yourself. It is. There's nothing wrong with. I don't want men to suppress emotions, but you've got to separate. To me, and I've had some debates with martial artists about this, and I'm not right about anything. I just think what I think. I don't think emotions serve us well if it's serious. I think you need your clearest mind.
100%.
You need your
100%.
clearest mind. I'm thinking like pocket quarterback. I'm thinking like Peyton Manning. The line's collapsing. Doesn't matter. I need to see the field. I need to thread the needle. I got to do what I got to do. And that's the mind we need. You don't need. Dude, it reminds me, I'm long-winded, I'm a talker, so just cut me off if I get to, or hopefully the editing room floor will save it. But I remember we used to play pickup football. This was back when again, testosterone's high, your knee joints are fine, everything's cool. We used to play pickup football, and I remember this one dude named Paco, and he's standing there like he's going to take me. I was like, I'm about to run through this dude. I'm going to. But, our little friend groups had some tussles back in the day, and I think even though all the beef and everything's done, it's not a thing. But just for ego and pride's sake, I'm about to run through this motherfucker. I'm about to he's going to regret standing in front of me. I'm thinking like Earl Campbell truck stick. You're going to regret this one. And then of course he goes low and takes my legs out, bah, and I fucking fly in the air. I kept the ball, but. That's the type of decision making that got me tackled rather than I'm probably faster than him. I could have juked him, but my pride and my ego. So anyway, I say all this to say I want to try to teach those very same kids to be able to master themselves. My teacher used to talk about turning the hot water when you need hot water. It's easier to take a nice kid and make them tough than take a tough kid and make them nice. So I mean, if we sort of cerebralize this, man. If somebody's coming to hurt you, look, we don't start shit. So I want those kinds of kids to just, first of all, let's get involved in the athletic part. But I do have these talks because there's a day that someone's going to come and try to do a thing. And I hope the day never comes, but let's prepare for that day in case the day comes. Because what's the old adage? You'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. That's the jam. So like, prepare for that. Because you never know. Look, if you're 7 or you're 8 or you're 9, whatever you imagine your life being, when you're 25, it's going to be different. When you're 35, it's going to be different. I was just talking about this the other day. You don't wake up thinking today's the day I'm going to get into a fight at the parking lot at CVS. You don't think that.
Right.
You don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know when the day is. You could literally have the flu and you're just going to pick up some Theraflu or a prescription. You don't know when it's going to go down. And so it's just preparation for a reality that unfortunately is kind of inevitable. Now I got a big mouth. I'm the oldest of, I'm the oldest. I'm a Leo. I got in my share of fights because I got an opinion and I got a mouth and I want everybody to know what I'm thinking. So fights that happen. College
must be a Paul thing.
It's a thing. I mean, we got to let people know. I came up. I don't watch NFL anymore, but I came up watching a lot of NFL too. And I've been a Redskins fan, so you have to have some thick skin and you got to talk a little shit because, listen, Cowboy fans are the worst. Out of the worst. I think of all franchises in sports, they got to be top 3, inarguably worst fan base to have to deal with. So you're hanging out, you're going to places in bars and parties and such. Look, your realities are going to be what they're going to be, and when you're 9, it's hard to conceive and conceptualize what you may need to be. And again, I hope you never need to be it, but so those kind of kids. I think the success breeds the success. As you start being able to do push-ups better and you start being able to, it starts to click. You're grounded. You got your stance and you're being able to punch with a little bit of authority. And this sounds a little crazy, but it's never about hurting anybody else. We're not trying to hurt anybody else, but it is a great feeling to be like, all right, it's me and this person and I'm winning. That is just a good feeling. It's an inarguably good feeling. Now, there's another side of that coin because sometimes you're not that guy. But your first taste of that is like, oh shit, I might be something I didn't think I was. Yes. My stepson, who lives with us now, he's more introverted and I don't think quite as rambunctious and confident as my sons. And I'm trying to, as I'm getting him to we're starting to lift weights. Now, obviously, stuff that's age appropriate, high repetition. But he can now see the very first time he lifted weights, and I'm spotting him. It's just the bar. I just want you to see what the bar feels like. He's crying. And first of all, I'm like, oh, brother, there's no crying in baseball, but I think just the sheer adversity had him worked up. But now he gets down same bench. We're chilling, and I point this stuff out. Like, look, dude. I don't know. 6 months ago, you were in tears. Now it's not a big deal. Now we're actually putting some 5s on there, and we're doing some things. He did his first continuous tournament last year. I don't really teach points. I started with points, but I like continuous way better. And they didn't have continuous for children when I was a child. So now I don't even teach points now. And it's not to denigrate. There's a whole nother thing. I could take us down a whole lane with that. And I don't want any point fighters to be upset about what I'm saying. My little sidebar with that is because I'm getting on the thing. We all got rabbit holes. We all have rabbit holes. I went down the boxing rabbit hole. I got buddies that went down the BJJ rabbit hole. They're all rabbit holes. If you recognize that it's a rabbit hole, and this is just something that I love, so I'm immersed, it's not the totality of fighting. This is just one part of, you know what I mean? If you recognize that part, it's all good. But your thing can't be like the thing, and everybody else's thing is not a thing. But him doing that, because I don't want to get too harsh on the point fighting can just breed some habits that I think are sometimes hard to break.
Agreed.
Especially being boxing and doing Muay Thai and stuff like that. If you stop, it's trouble for you. It's a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
so we don't. I just don't even want to foster that that idea with them. There are some great things that can translate to more serious level fighting competition. More, there are. I've seen some point fighting, even in the MMA world. I've seen some guys with that base translate and do some good blitzing. So there's some valid stuff there. I'm not denigrating, but anyway, with him, he
Hmm.
did the continuous, and I think his confidence boosted. Like, you didn't die, you didn't bleed. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
okay. It's all right. He didn't win his fight, but he did better than I think he surprised himself. And so
Hmm.
that's the stuff with a kid like that. You got to lead him. And
Hmm.
I'm a big proponent, dude. Like, these days, people let kids quit stuff too fast. And
Yep.
martial arts is not a quick. You're not going to get this. Oh, I've been taking martial arts for 2 months. Good job, man. What was it, 8 classes? You're not. You're not. I mean, you're not going anywhere. This man, look,
Hmm.
has your belt even softened up yet? Like, your belt is still
Right.
rigid.
Right.
You gotta kind of push a kid in a direction that they
Hmm.
may not want to go in terms of their comfortability. And
Hmm.
parents have to be comfortable enough to allow that process to happen. So I'll say that
Yes.
to the parents, but I'm gonna definitely let the kid know. Dog, everybody who comes in here, they had a first day, and nobody felt like they were on top of the world their first day. And if they
For
did, that
sure.
person probably had a serious awakening at some point.
Hmm.
Somebody's gonna let
Chip.
you know you're not
The
top dog.
chip on the shoulder that had to come off.
Yeah.
Uh,
And sometimes it'll get knocked off if you don't take it off yourself.
that's
Somebody will
right.
knock it on.
That's right.
So yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
yeah,
another thing that I see, no, you're good. Another thing that I see in those type of students, and I want to
mm,
know if you see this in your stepson, is that it also reinforces that violence isn't an end all be all, because the
yeah.
people that you fight with in a tournament then become friends, then become
Oh yeah,
companions. And you see, oh, this guy's not mad at me even though I fought him. This guy's
yeah.
not holding a grudge because I fought him.
Dude, I
And I
have
think,
lifelong friends. Matter of fact, my buddy Sifu Sean, who we do some meetups with the adults, and we've done some kid stuff. We met fighting each other in a continuous like 25 years ago. That's how we met. Our very first introduction. Okay, knock your heads off. Go, go. Yeah, some of my
beautiful.
best buddies. Even this was terrible. Okay, even when we were college age, beer bong age, uh,
Hmm.
banging the snot out of each other, just banging each other up. But
Hmm.
this is all because this is guys. We're stupid this way.
Right.
Those are some of your best buddies, man. You've gone to war with them. There's a saying
Hmm.
in boxing that your souls touch when you fight. And you've seen how
Mm.
boxers like Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward were good friends. Same thing with Vander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe became friends, and they were going to each other's birthday
Hmm.
parties and stuff like that. You know each other's kids, and you know a guy better than damn near his wife knows that guy. You know what I
Mm.
mean? You know him in a
Yes.
way she'll never know him because he's got no quit in him, or he does, and some people don't know
Hmm.
that. You're going to learn
Hmm.
some details, and it's a very shared experience that it's hard for us to. This is why we need to talk to each other, because other
Right.
people, regular people, they don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't get it, man. And there's something about going through the fire with a buddy. You know what I mean? There's something about
Yes.
that.
Yes.
I think this is probably why military guys are really close, because if they've literally faced death together, you know
Sure.
what that guy is when the chips are down. You know how he is, and these are the
Hmm.
guys I used to go to the bar with. Like, I'm going to go to the bar with them. I already know what it
Hmm.
is. Like, we're not starting anything. We're here for the girls, but if it goes down, I know I'm with a solid group of dudes. Um,
Hmm.
so it's a thing, man. Yeah, no, I definitely. It's not about anger. In fact, the years I trained the most, I got into the least fights in real life. I got into the least fights.
Mm.
Like,
Absolutely.
I'm fighting literally. Okay, at one point, I'm doing Tang Soo Do 3 times a week, Muay Thai twice a week, and boxing 3 times a week. First of all, I'm fucking tired. Not fighting anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I may have bruises and remnants on my face. Shins are sore. My abs are, it's all sore. But then you get it out of your system too. Like, and a regular dude that's just drunk at a bar, like, sir, I'm saying I'm a world beater, but I will. Look, how about I buy you a shot? I'll buy you a shot, and let's just let this be what it is. Because it's not really about the violence at the end of the day. It's about
Hmm.
you facing
Hmm.
yourself. You're facing you.
Yes.
Like, I was look, Paul, I'll be honest, man. I was a fool. I used to think I could do it all. And when you're young, you can. I would leave the track, run my 5-6 miles. I'd smoke a cigarette in the car right after. Fucking idiot. Because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. But this is how it was. I would train really hard so I can eat what I want. I'm gonna eat lasagna. I'm not gonna be putting Tupperware full of bullshit. I'm eating food, man. I'm eating food. But I'm gonna make weight because I'm gonna run. I'm gonna charge myself. If you want cheesecake, that's 5 miles, man. You want the cheesecake or not? You know what I mean? And like, for me, it's a way to be. It's a way to be, and I wouldn't replace it for anything. I'm getting upset with the fact that I'm getting older because what the fuck am I gonna do? What am I gonna do, man? I gotta find old people's league. It's gotta be an old people league where we just bust each other up, old as hell. Because I can't fade gracefully into the. I mean, teaching is cool, but I didn't even want to be my own the guy. My teacher encouraged me to teach. Sure. I wanted to be like if it was G.I. Joe, I wanted to be Snake Eyes. I just want to be one of the badasses under my teacher. Like teacher stands here and you got to go through us before you get to the teacher. That's how I wanted to be. I didn't want to be the guy. I don't use any titles. I'm not Sifu or Sensei. My name is Paul. That's it. I'm just
absolutely. My
teacher was Phil. I'm Paul. That's I don't want to take myself super seriously, but I just love this. Well, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I got to get a couple out before it's really all over.
Okay, what do you think the average martial arts practitioner neglects in their own practice?
So, okay. And, I think we tend to neglect the things we don't like the most. Like mine was road work. Cardio was mine. I don't enjoy the cardio unless it's sparring. I didn't want to run, but the years I ran the most, I won the most. I had the most gas tank. So it's like whatever you avoid, that's probably what you need to do. We know in the back of our minds, we know you need to stretch more. You need to stretch more. You know it. It's just no one's monitoring you. When you're a kid, the teachers tell you what to do. Once you become your own guy, you're responsible. And that's when we start falling off because we want to bench press. You're benching too much now and you're not doing the other shit you know that you need to do. And I'm literally living it right now. I injured my back last year trying to get back in shape and I was so close. I'm in the gym and I literally said the words to myself in my mind because I don't want I'm gonna say it all out loud. You seem like a weirdo at the gym, but I was like, I'm fucking back. I'm back. I'm back. Like I was just getting to where I'm doing like real workouts, like something that my 25-year-old self would be like, okay, he's fucking working. I was working, man. I put like almost a 3-hour in that day. And then I fucking go to this was actually early in the workout. So where all the dumbbells are, the big mirrors are here, and there's a lady off to the side, and I'm super cognizant of men taking up space and making shit uncomfortable, especially at gyms. We can make it uncomfortable for women. We're just taking up too much. We're using all the shit and grunting and what lady wants to come in and, especially if she's a first timer or it's new to her, the free weight section, she wants to work. So I was like, let me hurry up and grab, and I went for the 70-pound dumbbells, but I leaned over and grabbed them at a weird angle, trying to yank them too fast. And my back was like, sir, you are fucking 49 years old. My back was like, nah. And I felt a little tweak, but it was okay. Like it didn't hurt. It was just a weird. I was like, all right, well that's strange. I'm gonna continue to. And the next week, I was like, chill. We're not even gonna do the 70s. We're just going 50s, 60s. I was doing pyramids. I'm gonna do 3 sets of each for my and I went for the 60s. And there was a pain in my QL that dropped me to my knee almost. I was like, oh my God. So my girlfriend's over at the gym, and I had to like do my best normal walk. I could not. I'm pretending I'm walking normal now because I don't want to look like I've just done something. But I'm like,
ego don't want you to look.
Right. I came over to the section where she's at. I'm like, babe, we gotta fucking go. Like, we gotta go. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna do my best walk to get out of here. So I actually let her finish. I went to the sauna for like 30 minutes to let me just see if that'll loosen some shit up. But dude, I was bad off. I had to teach my next class. That was a Sunday. I had to teach class. I sat in a chair. I could barely move in the bed. So I say all this to say, my QL was really tight. And so there are some supplementary sort of affiliated muscle groups that I had let fall to the wayside because I'm not doing complete workouts. I'm just working my vanity shit, the shit I want to do. And being, you know, a dad, I'm not full in the mix like I used to be. And it strained the shit out of what was already a really tight area. So we, I think in our heart of hearts, do the shit you know you don't want to do, man. If you're tight and you know you need to stretch, fucking start making that a daily thing. If you know your wind has always been the shit, I know running sucks. I hate running. I never liked road work. But you're gonna have to find the means to make yourself do a thing that you don't want to do, because that's really what it all ends up. Everybody can do what they like. That's
right.
What are you gonna do in a fight when you're just gonna do the techniques that you like, but it's not fucking working? You gonna keep doing that? You gotta do some shit. You have to work it out. So I think that's what it is, man. Be honest with yourself. I got a thing called honest work when we do a class. So there's a line here. On one side of the line, let's say you're my student. Paul, I don't know if you're giving 100%. Only you know that. I'm not Professor X. I can't see inside, but I want you to give me the best that you have. That's on this side of the line. On this side of the line, Paul, do not pass out or throw up in here. Don't kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't die in here because I'm asking for work. You got to ride the line and give me honest work. Just give of yourself, but listen to your body. Don't have a fucking heart attack in here either. I don't want that either. If you're just starting out or you haven't stretched or you've had an injury, we got to be real with ourselves. And the little voices and that introspective talk, we got to be honest and just find the will to work on the stuff that we know we need to. I don't think many people need to tell us. You've been doing martial arts for a long time. You know what you're doing and what you're not doing. We know. Absolutely. We're not fools out here. Most of us.
That's a great answer, and I do appreciate your honesty in the way that you carry yourself and speak. That is really important, because a lot of people tend to shine things up before they give them out to people.
That's the best way to embarrass yourself, dude. That's the best way to get embarrassed. Listen, when I first started going out on dates, I went to the movies with this girl, and we're sitting in the movies, and I had to use the bathroom. Now, unbeknownst to me, I sat on some huge wad of gum and warmed it with my ass for like an hour. So she's ready sitting next to me. When I get up, don't stretches for my ass. And then you're 14, you're mortified. I'm like, oh my God, because I'm trying to be cool. I want to be cool for this girl.
Right.
After a few different dates where you've spilled, there's ketchup on your shirt or you twisted your ankle coming off, stop fucking trying to be cool. Stop, just cut it out. If you're just your honest self, it even makes losing easier if you happen to lose. Because I say to my guys all the time, you can lose like a winner and you can win like a loser. Just cut it out. That's why I don't want any title. That's why I'm not Sifu nothing and I'm not denigrating anybody who does those things. I'm saying for me, I want to be as honest as possible. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the best fighter in the whole world. That's how you get yourself. You're gonna be made a spectacle. You're bespectacled. You're gonna be a meme or world star when you carry it like that. You gotta just fighting itself is nobody's friend. So like I've seen guys like I got Anderson Silva's picture on my wall downstairs. But the greats lose, man. It happened. The greatest fighters ever. I mean, this is what it is. Like, this is part of it. So the humility's got to be a thing. It just keeps me from. I don't want to feel all self-important. There's been a few times in my life, where you start feeling like, oh man, I'm good at this shit. I can fucking fight. That's when somebody humbles the shit out your ass, man. That's when you get your ass handed to you. I was a young buck, and this dude was coming back. One of my teacher's friends. So they used to have an open sparring thing on like Friday nights. It was all adults, and I'm a teenager. I think I'm like, because I'm good. I'm talented, but I think I'm like that. But my 16-year-old mind really thinks he got something for these man strength 20, 30 years guy. You know what I mean? It's fucking silly. And this dude, this older black dude, and he was, he had a little stomach and stuff. He was like, yeah, I'm just getting back into it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm about to show him that motherfucker, man. He probably wasn't even trying that hard. It's just like nothing I came up with. He's seen it all 1,000 times. So that was one of my first lessons of like, man, you got to just relax. Whenever you start sniffing your own self and you start thinking you're nice, you're about to be in trouble. You're about to be in trouble. Just don't do it. Don't. It's a lot easier to because you're gonna stop improving looking at yourself like that too, man. Like you're not being honest. You just think you're dope till the guy that there's going to be one person that's got that perfect formula that is a nightmare person for you. Their body, their mind, all of it. Look, I was telling my 11-year-old he's kind of a cocky guy too. He thinks he's really that. Like his first two national tournaments, he won first place just off the rip. So he just thinks he's like he just has to show up. When he comes, if his haircut's nice, he's got the right earring, he's winning this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I used to tell him, man, I was like, yo, because he won't train as hard as my 12-year-old. My 12-year-old would train harder. He may not quite as naturally gifted, not loose hips and all that kind of thing. Dog, train like the baddest kid in Maryland is coming, and then you hope he doesn't show up. That you better train like the baddest dude ever is coming in there. Because it can be real. It can be real, and I want you to treat it like it's real. Because again, we're not training for tournaments. We're actually training to make sure we don't get hurt in real life. So all of this stuff is just fun, but bone on bone will break your jaw. You can crack your orbital. I mean, all kinds of things can happen. So without humility, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Paul, if you could give every martial artist in the world one thing, technique, philosophy, thought, concept, idea, lesson, what would it be?
I think kind of on the heels of what we were just talking about, the honesty and the humility will allow anybody to explore any of it. I think unfortunately, there's a lot of, and this is men by and large, our egos cause us to lose, what do the Brits say? They've lost the plot. You start to forget what you're supposed to be doing here, and it becomes their tribalism. I hate the conversations online where there's Taekwondo versus Muay Thai. No, those are two guys. You can't quantify unless the exact same clone and live the exact same life with the exact same diet, and then maybe we can start to dissect. But still, I don't like style versus style. I don't like any of those things. I think if we're more honest about the totality of martial arts and then who we are as people, that's what I would suggest. And I think we'll make more progress that way. Also, people would start sharing more shit rather than gatekeeping shit. Like, I don't believe in that at all. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything I know. I can tell my sons everything I know about driving. That doesn't mean he can fucking drive right now. He's 12. You know what I mean? It's going to take time to get on the highway. Like, the first times I got on the highway, I was like, oh my God, these fucking cars are going to 80 miles an hour. Now I'll be eating a sandwich. I can fuck with the radio. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter now because you've been there and you put in the time. But I think the egos and stuff and the lack of honesty is it does a disservice to all of martial arts. It turns potential new people off, and then you can even get people hurt believing that what's going on, the confines and the safety of our dojo or our studio or whatever, without that honesty, you're sending somebody out there thinking it's all going to be good, and it may not all be good. Like, I tell these dudes all the time. My teacher used to think I was crazy, but I would spar with my friends who have never trained at all. But these dudes they can fight. These are not slouch ass dudes. But I want to know if the translation is going to make any sense with what I'm trying to do with everybody that my studio knows what I'm doing. So we sort of cooperate with each other a little bit. Whereas a guy who's just going to throw whatever he's going to throw, he's not cooperating. And then we're going to have to see if I can, so the honesty part is I think it's imperative. The honesty and the humility would be what I would suggest. And everything else can grow from that. That's like sunlight on the plants. Everything else can grow out of that. That would be my suggestion.
That's great. I did a similar thing in high school. A guy that was in my same class, he went all state in wrestling his junior and senior year. I invited him to the dojo and I'm like, hey, come spar with me. Tell me if you got any answers for any of this stuff. And I found out if he grabbed me, I was not in good shape. You know what I'm saying? But I also learned that I could keep him at distance and be okay as long as he didn't grab me. It was a good lesson in both regards.
That's valuable information. That's valuable stuff. I just talked last night. I literally just last night to the adults, I was telling them how so one of the defenses we were working in is from stuff that I actually got from Muay Thai because I've sort of smushed this stuff together. But I was telling them, you don't want to be, once you get that plum, that's not where you want to live your life. You don't want to live
I want to leave this
inside
recorded,
that Muay
and
Thai
I
inside
want
grip
to
is problems. That's gonna be
let him pop back
an
in.
issue.
Is what I want to do.
And that's come through sparring with those dudes.
Not exactly sure where we left off, but the next question that I was going to ask was, how do you age gracefully within the martial arts? Because okay, so like you're slightly older than I am. I'm 42. I'll be 43 in April. So like I'm heading up that track too. And as a man that is past his 40s, I have started to see the degradation, and I've started to do as much as I can. Adding in more Tai Chi, more soft style Qigong applications, adding in more stretching, taking more time for training. But I wanted to know what pointers you have for those looking to age gracefully.
I think you touched on a lot of that, and so okay, without killing you guys with my life story.
Mm-hmm.
Once I met my children's mother, I moved up to Baltimore because we went on like 8 dates, dude. She's pregnant, so I'm like, I mean, shit, all right. So I moved up here. I'm gonna be a dad, but I moved an hour away from all my training buddies from class. So it started, and I mean, I held on as best as I could, but and then 15 months later, I had another son. So like, and honestly, I'm carting the whole family. I'm trying to stay in the blend. I'm trying to not let go of this part of my life. This is, it's the cheapest therapy in the world, first of all. Like, you know what I mean? But I needed it. And anyway, little by little, that started to make my training inconsistent. And so that was the beginning of where injuries started, because you want to hop right back in. If you've been out for a few months, you're going to come back and folks will be like, you want to go light? Nah, I'm good, man. Come on. I've only been gone a couple months. But then the spottiness starts to happen, and your consistency, everything started to flip. For me, it started to flip. And I think that's where the ideal thing would be stay consistent and then add in, like you said, that you need the yin and the yang. You need the soft with the hard. It can't be bang, bang, bang all the time. Young people don't want to sleep as though it's a part of training. Sleep, your rest is a part of the training. Let your body stitch itself back. Drink the fucking water, stretch out, and chill out. It's just as important. Literally, if you want to do this shit for a long time, which I don't know if I would even listen to me. If younger me would even listen to me, what does this old man know? I don't know if I would or not. I don't know. But at least
Probably not.
You're right, because I fucking knew everything. So who can tell me? But I do think for the preservation piece, I probably should have tried to do swimming more than my road work for knees and such. A lot less body bang. And you're still getting great cardio, and you're still getting the resistance and stuff. It's not as convenient. So, but that would probably be a thing. I'm actually looking to try to get yoga into my life even now. So that my mobility, just stuff like your back. I didn't even think, that's my first old man injury, dude. I didn't even think about, again, I was Black Peter Pan. It was not supposed to happen to me. I'm different. I just wasn't supposed to go down. But I think yoga would have, if I'd have been doing yoga for the last, say, 10 years, I wouldn't have hurt my back. I'm almost positive I wouldn't have hurt my back. So I think just making sure to do, again, doing the things you know you don't really want to do. We know we don't want to do that. But I think we have to reverse sort of some of the stigma and the reputation that we give to these old man activities. It's preservation activities. Like,
absolutely,
you don't look at getting your oil changed as some sort of, lily-livered approach to your car. I just want to race the car. No, you got to change the fucking oil, man, or the car's going to break down. It's part of the process of keeping the thing together. So I think that would probably be it. Pay attention to the diet, man. That stuff does, begrudgingly, I'm having to alter some of my things, and I'm finding that I don't.
No more cheesecakes for 5 miles.
Right, because I definitely don't want to run 5 miles now. So I'm like, this is I'm gonna find something else to do here. But just watching the
Mhm.
diet, and I mean, even just from a nutritional place, like making sure you're getting stuff that's going to give you, get your blueberries in there, get uh,
Yes.
uh, your I love guacamole, so I'll make my own guacamole, that kind of thing. But make sure you're getting your healthy fats, like from avocados and from your salmon, keeping the skin on, and just you're going to have to be more mindful of diet and your body, the actual machine,
Hmm.
just as much as you think about the techniques. Like make sure that my elbow stays close to the body. So I mean, just all that stuff is important. When you're throwing your cross, you're going to do this. You got to do this part too, if you want to keep going.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm learning this the hard way. I'm learning this right now because I have to relearn. I just started back in the gym, but I started back in the gym with a trainer specific to build the muscle groups that I had allowed my QL to get tight. So now I
Yes.
need someone to guide me. So again, I have to have the humility. I know how to work out like a 25-year-old. I've been doing that forever. I know how to just crank it out, but you have to
Hmm.
approach some things with a little bit more care and just a little bit more scientific knowledge, man. I used to work out like I was in like an inmate in Sing Sing. Like I just, you know, I didn't. I mean, more work, hard fight. You know what I mean? Just do it like that, and because hard work never failed me. You know what I mean? Hard work when you're
Right.
young.
Right.
I just feel like I'm being a sucker if I don't push through. Like
Hmm.
I felt like training should suck. It should be hard. I should look at the clock and
Hmm.
be like, Jesus Christ, when is this over? Otherwise, I feel like it's
Hmm.
not working. But when you're 50,
Right.
that you can't. You're gonna fuck yourself up. And I like
For
sparring
sure.
more than I dislike this part of training. So if I want to fight
Hmm.
again, which I do, then that's what I would suggest. Make sure you're limber. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're rested. Just take care of your body, man. You're a human being. You're not. I watch a lot of boxing, for example, and sometimes when you watch with people who don't know, or God forbid, those message boards where you're talking to people who Jesus Christ, man. But you're talking to people who think that athletes are like a video game character and their stats are forever one thing. Manny
Yes.
Pacquiao is close to 50, folks. He
Hmm.
cannot do it forever. Your body is going to change and you have to
Hmm.
adjust to that if you want to still do the thing. So that would be my suggestion, man.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you listen to a bunch
Absolutely.
of good ones. Yeah.
No, that's a good suggestion. I will say that like at 42 for
Yeah.
me, it's still hard work. It just looks different than it
Yeah.
did at 22.
Yeah. Yeah. Be
You
smart.
know,
Do smart work. We don't have to.
hard work.
Some stuff is rigorous on your joints, man. Like I used to lift at one point. I used to lift heavy. Like for what? Are you trying out for the Ravens or something? What are you doing? Like
Hmm.
you're 5'9". How much do you need to bench? How much do you need to bench? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So like some of it is just get the ego out of there. And like
Hmm.
again, we're not bodybuilders. We're not linemen in an NFL
Hmm.
game.
Hmm.
We're martial artists. You need the body to be able to
Hmm.
move, full range of motion. So that
Hmm.
goes back with the humility thing, man. The age is going to teach you some humble pie,
Yes.
whether you're hungry or not. You're going to eat it. It's going to stuff
Yes.
that in your throat, whether you want to or not. And you can be a banged
Hmm.
up old guy who just can't do it anymore, or you can make the adjustments so that you can. Like I intend to, knock on wood, I want to try to compete this summer. But if not, it'll be next summer, and I'm going to treat my body with care the whole way through, so that me and my kids
Hmm.
can compete at the same tournament. Just I want to at least get that off one time. I actually want to take them to
Love it.
Thailand and us train in Thailand too. Just the same gym that I
Hmm.
trained in 16 years ago. I want to take them, and I need my body to be able to do it. So, you got to pick your
Absolutely.
poison, man. Pick your poison. Just I think just be smart about it and realize you are a human being. We're not. It's not
Hmm.
a movie. It's not a movie. It's not a movie. You know what I mean? You gotta.
Right.
Yeah. You
Right.
gotta.
So I'm going to give you two resources that have
Nice.
been instrumental for me. The
Okay.
first is yoga for BJJ, which
Okay.
is you can find that on Instagram. It
Okay.
is
Okay.
people that were BJJ practitioners studied yoga for years and then stripped it away to where it was only stuff that was good for BJJ.
Gotcha.
I find that it's good for martial arts, but it
Yeah.
is tailored kind of specifically to BJJ.
Gotcha.
The second resource is Budokan University, Budokon University.
Okay. Okay.
And this is made by a dude who he was a yogi. He's a traditional karate practitioner and a BJJ practitioner, and
Okay.
he has designed a series of yoga and movements that are to help us stay mobile so that we can
All right.
continue doing our thing.
Yeah. I
And
need that.
they've been pretty instrumental for me. So
Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I
hopefully,
need that.
hopefully they help for you or anybody else that's listening to this.
I would imagine because of the nature of BJJ, you have to focus on your flexibility and being limber because you guys limbs and legs need to do, you know what I mean? Ours are pretty much strikers are going in one direction, damn near, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
I mean, there's mobility, but we're thinking about joint mobility as it pertains to the hook or the uppercut or the knee, you know what I mean? But it's
Mhm.
not being limber is not necessarily the same level of requirement that it would be for you guys. So that's
Mhm.
probably a really good thing because again, I still want to be
Mhm.
able to. I want to move and shake, man. I don't want to be a
I
stiff. I don't
Right.
want to be
I
the
said
robot.
that the most disservice that any striking art does to the body is as we age, it makes our spine kind of like a tree.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
because we're used to these turns, we're used to a little
Right.
bit of this, but
Yeah.
we're not used to these movements,
Right. Right.
like and so like it kind of stiffens us up in that capacity.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
yeah,
started as a gymnast too, so I had that as my baseline for 6, 7 years. Again, I wanted to be like Spider-Man, so I think that saved me in a lot of ways, or at
that's
least
awesome.
added some longevity to. And
Yep.
in boxing, you get a little lower. There's a little more of
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and down in boxing, so that probably preserved me a little bit too. But still, in all,
Mhm.
not like BJJ. You guys are contorting. I mean, there's any number of positions you have to be in. I remember when I started Muay Thai, they kept I trained at it was called Lynx Academy then. What are they called now? They're
Mhm.
Evolve Academy now.
Mm.
Um what's my man's name? Jesus, Moses, Mike Moses.
Mm.
Yeah. So and I remember they had them separate, but they made us do some of the ground stuff more just with the intention of getting up. And I was like, fuck, this is strenuous. This is like man, I was watching some of that channel. I was like, wow, this shit is work, man. That's labor right there. Jesus, man. It's like there's like no time to relax at all. My hat
Absolutely.
off to the BJJ folks. I always wanted to do judo. Like I wanted the
Mhm.
slams and the takedowns, but I don't want that prolonged. I don't want to be down there.
Right.
I salute you. I don't want to. That's too much constant work. I am constantly working. That's like road work. I might as well run. I might as well go run. It doesn't end. Especially fucking they're so strenuous. I don't want that. That's a lot. That is a lot.
I love that.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so what's next in your martial journey besides competing? If you're going to do something else, and um, why the need to compete? Speak on that. Tell us what that is. That
So I don't know if I have my next is really by the time I have to gracefully sort of bow out. I like talking about the fight. Like there was a time where I was doing some YouTube stuff in reference to boxing. Is my favorite sport, my rabbit hole. Um,
yes.
But I want to find a means to be able to talk about it and then talk to fighters, like kind of what you're doing now. It would be my
Hmm.
dream to be able to talk to all my favorite fighters ever and just talk to them.
Just
You know what I mean?
just do it, brother.
Yeah,
Just
hit
do it.
Hall of Fame weekend and just be out there just
Hmm.
talking. And because
Hmm.
fighters are a different kind of person, they're just not. They're
Hmm.
just. I mean, I don't even have the words to necessarily encapsulate that difference, but we're just not like regular folk, and it's good to be able to talk to people. Um, and then, of course, I want to see my kids through to black belt. No pressure for them afterwards, but I do want them before college. I want you guys to earn this thing and go off into the world and do your jam. As far as competition is concerned, it all throughout the years where my body has been changing and my mind changes also. Um,
Yes.
that sort of recalibration that you need to do, you need to be in touch with what your body and mind is actually doing consistently in order to always tweak the EQ and know exactly kind of where you are. Um, and I
Hmm.
just like the pressure that I get put under. I like like I said, I'm 5'9" on a good day, man. I fought in the 70s, I fought in the 80s, I fought in the 90s, and I fought 200 and up, depending on
Mhm.
what I was doing with myself.
Mhm.
And I just like outthinking other people. I like making better choices than them. And that way, it's
Yes.
the chess
Yes.
component. It's not really about smashing somebody because I'm a counter fighter. I'm a defensive guy. I like guys like
Mhm.
James Tony,
Mhm.
and people like to talk trash about older Floyd Mayweather, but older Floyd Mayweather was much smarter. He's picking his shots
Yes.
great. There's a reason he looks fresh in the 12th, man. He's not wasting energy, and I love that kind of thing. But I love another person is here, has showed up today to not let me do what I want to do. And I'm
Yes.
here to do that to them. And I like that part. And there's an immediate response. I'm gonna let you know immediately if that was a good choice.
Well, and they'll let you know immediately what they
You're right.
think.
I
You
want the
know?
feedback. Let me know. Oh, Paul, that was stupid. That was it. That was ambitious. You know what I mean? I like that. I just because it's so honest. It's in
Mhm.
this day and age, and I'm definitely not going to take us down a political conversation, or whatever. But it's
Mhm.
fighting is one of the most honest things I've ever done.
Yes.
And you know all the
Well,
great.
and genuine.
It's real, yeah. That's
Genuine. It's a genuine conversation.
I love that part, and that's where like it's refreshing to get that rather than I don't have to worry about what I'm being spoon fed because if you're trying to spoon feed me and some shit, I'm gonna I mean I have options. I can cut right through that if that's what we're doing.
Mhm.
Um, and I also have always feel free. Like you
Mhm.
know, when somebody's trying to punch you in the face, you're not thinking about your taxes. You're not thinking about your relationship. You know what I mean? You're all the great yogis are saying you want to be present. Be present. Well, that's the best way to be
Mhm.
present. You're not thinking about past or future when you're
Yes.
dealing with that. So I mean, people have kind of thought I was a nut job saying this, but I've always felt more free in fighting. I feel free. I'm
Yes.
just even if they're much bigger, I know exactly what's going on. There's no fine print that I have to worry about. Okay, he's taller, he's longer. Everything is here up front. So now I know what it is and I can make an adjustment based upon what it is rather than somebody sneaking out from the side or lying to me or whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Fighting is just it's kind of pure, man. It's kind of pure. And I'm addicted to that part because I feel like regular life doesn't supply you with a lot of that. And it doesn't matter. This
Sure
guy could be a
doesn't.
cop or a lawyer or a doctor or whoever. He could be anybody. It doesn't really even make
Mhm.
any difference. He can make $500,000 a year. He can make $5,000 a year. It doesn't make a difference. We're gonna find out what's what and who's who when we do the thing, and
Mhm.
with the pressure of other people looking at us do it. So you run
Mhm.
the risk of being embarrassed, and I like that pressure too. Like
Mhm.
because I just said to the kids class yesterday. Some people don't even have the fucking balls to do this, man. So don't get on yourself. If
Right.
you lose, so
Right.
what? Almost everybody in this place is not competing. Almost everybody here is watching.
Right.
So look, I had the cojones to step up here and be embarrassed. Cool. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. You guys didn't. And so I like
Mhm.
that too. It keeps me accountable. You didn't do your fucking road work, and that's why you're gassed out. Hello. And you thought it'd be great for other people to see you gassed out. So
Mhm.
here we are.
Mhm.
And I I gotta get my just dessert. So I really like that part, man. I'm gonna miss when my body won't let me do that. Thankfully I've never
Mhm.
had any real major injuries. So I don't have any
Mhm.
real
Knock
preventative.
on wood.
Yeah, right. That like I know people that have ACLs and all sorts of stuff. I haven't
Yes.
had any of that.
Yes.
I've had some injuries, but not anything that's really, really preventative. That back thing was, and luckily it was muscular and not like a disc or vertebrae or
Mhm.
any of that. So yeah, I just while I can, I don't want to make the mistake and then try to come back and be Jordan playing for the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm Jordan, but I got a little time left and I want to use what I got. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I
I
don't want to.
understand the sentiment, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to come back when it's like, okay, sorry, you had a few years. You should have just stayed with the Bulls and finished that out.
Mhm.
I want to just finish while my boys are still doing it, and I can spar with them. You know what I mean? Like that's a
Mhm.
treat. I've been waiting since they were babies for this shit, man. I've been waiting for this. Like, hurry up, get big enough, man. Come on, let's do a thing.
Right.
My 11-year-old told me about a year ago. He says once he's 12, he can beat me. So I was like, all right, you have a lot
Okay.
of work to do this year. Remember, you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
whole year yet left yet, so you better
Mm-hmm.
get with it. But I really have looked forward to that part too. So, um, what better way? I mean, competition is the way you can punch and kick people and no one arrests you for it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's great. You know,
Right.
that's you get your life frustrations out. But every day I drive, I want to punch someone. Every day that I drive a
Right.
car, I live in
Right.
Baltimore. Like I'm like this driving is. I
Right.
could, yeah. So it's that for me, man. It's just it's the
Mm-hmm.
accountability, but also creating those situations that put you under some pressure, and it's just fun, man. To thread the needle, to make the right choices, and then you get rewarded
Absolutely.
with your hand up because you did this stuff. You did what you're supposed to do. I've never
Mm-hmm.
been able to just work out for vanity's sake. I have to work out for fighting's sake, and
Mm-hmm.
then you end up looking
Mm-hmm.
good because you have worked out for the, you know what I mean. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I say this like, look, my girlfriend's saying, but girls have let me hit when I was out of shape, so that
Right.
was
Right.
never an
Right.
incentive for me. Like, right, I'll buy you shots. We're good. We're good. Turn the lights. Keep the lights off. Keep the tequila going. We're good. But no, I mean, it's been an anchor for my whole life. I mean, I've done this since I was 9, man.
Yeah.
So I don't really know another way to be,
Right.
and I don't want to let it go. So if competition is what'll get me back in the gym and get me where I can move and shake with my kids, and then that's what it's going to take. I need some incentive to
Absolutely.
if you know somebody's going to kick your ass on a certain day, you're going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can either show up like you are right now, or I'm telling you, you got till August to get your act together, and that's what
Right.
I'm doing. So it just provides me with a means and a reason, man. Yeah. So hopefully, again, knock on wood. Knock on wood. Maybe if the results are good, I'll share with you some highlights. If not, we'll
If not, the highlights don't exist. I get
right. I'll just send you a text. It went well. It went well. Let's move on.
Love it. Love it. Well,
Cool.
so I try and keep these at about an hour. We're at about an hour. It's been a wonderful
Cool.
conversation. What
I appreciate it, brother.
didn't I ask? What didn't you get to say?
No, I mean, I thought I thought you touched on it, man. I mean,
Awesome.
I verbally vomit, so I'm a talker, so I'll
No,
throw
it's
some
good.
stuff out there. But I mean, honestly, talking to another martial artist, you're asking the questions because it's we're both there. This is our
Yes.
life, our existence. So I just appreciate actually being able to talk about this stuff with someone who understands what I am saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now this has been super super refreshing. I would do this anytime. I mean, this is. I miss this stuff. I used to be able, again, I was in the studio several days a week.
For sure.
I get to talk this crap all the time, man. So now I'm just kind of like
Right.
waiting around. Like, again, last thing, thank Jesus, my kids now they'll talk about their sparring, so now we can talk about stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
That's what you got.
man. I
That's gonna
had
do.
to literally create my own best friends so that we can do this, man. I've had to, like, come on, guys, don't you want to be like 21 now so we can? Yeah, but yeah. No, this is great, man. I'll do this anytime. This is great fun.
I appreciate you. How can the people find you if you want to be found on the internet that is good and bad?
Good and bad, depending on where you go. The good
Yeah.
ID, we are at Ring Dragon, just RINGDRAGON, just all one word. Same thing will come up on Facebook. I don't remember my damn Twitter. I stopped dealing with Twitter. The Elon thing was like, all right, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna fall back on that. So I'm on there,
Yeah.
and
I
I thought this
understand.
was a cool name. At Tang Pseudonym, so pseudonym, but it's Tang Pseudo.
Ooh, I like
Woo!
that.
Got that
I
one
like
early,
that.
you know what I mean? Got it early enough that no one pulled that one off, but I've been on there for a while. So IG is probably the very best way.
Cool.
I'm in the Northeast Baltimore area. Definitely looking to teach a few more students. I don't want a huge school, but for folks that want to work hard and beat each other up a little bit, then kids, teens, adults, give your man a holler. I'm down for that. You know?
Awesome. I always thank all my guests, first of all, for the time, because I know time is the most precious commodity we have, and I
Right.
appreciate you giving it to me. The second thing is, now, whether you like it or not, you're part of my martial arts journey by having this conversation. I thank you for that.
I appreciate
I
you.
want to I want to thank everybody that watched, listened, combination of to this. I hope you guys got something out of it. I know I did. And always, guys, everybody keep kicking.
Sure. I got to thank you for that shirt too. You know, I'm a comic book guy, so I'm
Yeah.
appreciative heavily